everybody, it's your old pal, Uncle Noly. You sent in the questions, I got the answers. Let's do this. Our first question comes from Brandon Horvath. Uncle Noly, what is a children's book that is still good for adults? Well, I'll tell you, Brandon, a lot of people are going to go to Theodore Geisel. That's right, Dr. Seuss. Oh, the places you go. It's a big hit for people who are graduating from high school or graduating from college, or basically can't get their shit together and they're 34 and their parents said, you're not living in the house anymore. We want to screw. Oh, the places they'll go. Parent sex. Gross.
Uncle Noly knows.
Our next question comes from Jesse Mojica. Uncle Noly, what should I do if my crush has a boyfriend already? Ah, Jesse, you know, I get questions like this from a lot of you guys, and I gotta tell you, you gotta move on. I mean, yeah, you could be patient and, things could come around, but if you're sitting there pining and doting for someone that already has someone, it's just a recipe for disaster. I say you go out, you have fun, you live your life, okay? And if that person is meant to be for you, trust me, it'll come back together, and you'll be together. And if not, it means you find someone who's better. Yeah, I know right now you don't think there's anyone better. That's the guy for you, or that's the girl for you, or whatever it is. You know what? You don't know. Life knows, and it'll get you. Down the line, it'll teach you and give you exactly what you want. Trust yourself. Trust your heart, okay? Love.
Uncle Noly knows.
Our next question comes from Liam H. Uncle Noly, what can I do to convince myself to fall asleep earlier instead of resorting to aimlessly scrolling on my phone so I can feel refreshed in the morning? Well, first of all, Liam, you gotta stop scrolling your phone at night. Everybody knows about the blue light with electronic gadgets. It's no good for your sleep cycle, definitely. But on top of that, the best way to get a good night's sleep and feel refreshed is you gotta get some exercise during the day. I know maybe you're not the kind of person who wants to go to the gym or do things like that, but get out for a bike ride, go for a walk. Uncle Noly goes out there and he works out and he gets exhausted. I always sleep better. And every time I find myself not sleeping so good, I realize I hadn't been working out for a few days. Get active, get out there. Yeah, you not have to train into like, I'm gonna lose 50 pounds so I can sleep. It's like, hey, just get out there, get physical, get the heart rate up, all right? Do that and you'll be just fine. Also a good idea not to drink a quart of whiskey before bed. You'll go to sleep, but you won't sleep well. And you'll piss the bed. Piss.
Uncle Noly knows.
Our next question comes from Andrew Moretti. What does it mean when your woman tells you that I'm tired? Well, Andrew, if it's before sex, it means you ain't having sex. And if it's after sex, Andrew did his work. Moretti, Italian stallion.
Uncle Noly knows.
Our next question comes from Spanky. Uncle Noly, what is the best way to hide a random boner without people noticing, especially when I have to do a presentation in front of people? Well, Spanky, random boners are something Uncle Noly hasn't seen in several years. But when I did, I enjoyed them. Let it breathe, baby. Let it out. They may not listen to your presentation, but you'll get an A.
Uncle Noly knows.
Our next question comes from Goat Pasta. How do I convince myself to stay off my phone and other electronics and enjoy the real world, especially in these times of the coronavirus? Hey, Goat, listen. Get off the phone. Turn off the TV. And don't play, your video games or whatever. Pick up a book. Go sit in a chair and look at the sky. Watch a bird fart in a water fountain. I don't care. But you know what? This technology and this shit, it's killing kids. He gets so caught up in it. Hey, even Uncle Noly's found himself, plastered to his phone, Usually because it's a funny video that somebody sent me or something disgusting. Works for me. But it's really good to stay off that stuff. And hey, COVID-19, this global pandemic, there's never been a better time. So you know what? Stop and smell the roses. It's not just a phrase. Really do it. Unless there's a bee. It'll sting you right in the schnoz. You know what I mean? Schnoz. A word not used enough.
Uncle Noly knows.
Our next question comes from Kuzan. Hey, Uncle Noly. My question is, how do I choose my university major? Well, Kuzan, first of all, congratulations on being accepted to college. Well done. How do you pick your major? You know what? Be patient. Take your time. You know, a lot of times I like when people don't have to declare too early. I mean, when you're 17, 18, even 19 years old, you don't really know what you want to study. You don't know what you want to do. So maybe study something broad, like English or history, something that could be applied to something later on down the line. I mean, if you know you want to be a lawyer, do something on that path. If you know you want to be a doctor, do something on that path. But if you're like most of us, if you're like Uncle Noly, you didn't really know. I actually majored in journalism. Oh yeah, I was going to be a big writer, going to be doing all that stuff. And then when I finally got into the news business, I didn't like it. Imagine that. 4 years of college. Don't use it. Instead, I sit here answering questions. What am I saying? It's way better. The news sucks.
Advice from Uncle Noly.
Our next question comes from Julia Witt. Hello, Uncle Noly. How do I respond to people who say that because I'm a girl, I shouldn't play video games? What? Julia, it's 2020. Yeah, everybody plays video games. Hey, you know Alana Pierce, right? You know who that is? Huh? Hey, there's a lot of people out there you can find that, video games are, they're for men, for women, for kids, for adults, it doesn't matter. You find what you like, you do what you like, you don't let anybody tell you otherwise, all right? Hey, Uncle Noly's terrible at video games, but I'll play with you, no problem. Julia! Wit! Witty wit! Witty 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 wit! Play your video games, that's all I'm saying. I like your name.
Uncle Noly knows.
Our next question comes from Dean. Uncle Noly, how can I get my manager at work to stop being such an annoying a-hole every day? Take their job. That's right. Work hard, get above them, and then fire the annoying a-hole. Comeuppance to the a-hole.
Uncle Noly knows.
Our next question comes from Manuel Herrera. Uncle Noly, I just had to drop out from nursing school, and I feel like a failure. I spent a lot of time and my parents' money to get to this point only to get overwhelmed by all the homework and deadlines. How can I recover from this setback in such a way that I don't feel like a failure? Oh, Manuel, don't think you're a failure. You know what? Maybe it wasn't in your heart to do this. Maybe it is. Maybe you just need to step back from this setback. You know what I mean? And get some perspective on it. It's a crazy time. And yeah, deadlines and all the homework, it can be overwhelming. But if you really love it, you really want to do it, you'll push through, and you'll be successful with it. But if it's not what you love, if it's not what's really in your heart, no amount of work and money is gonna get you there, get you through it, and make you happy. So take this time off to really look and try to find out what you want to do. Maybe it's to go back to nursing school. It's a great profession, okay? Maybe you want to go become an electrician or a plumber or I don't know, make furniture. Who cares? Do what you want to do, all right? Find your passion and everything else will take care of itself, all right? Way to go. Thanks to all the nurses. Thanks for your service.
Uncle Noly knows.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for joining us on Advice from Uncle Noly. Keep sending in the questions, and I'll keep those answers coming. See you next time.